Hi everyone, it's Robert over at Bloomington Acura Subaru. Today I'm sitting inside of a 2023 Subaru Forester Limited with the standard package, and I wanted to do a walk around delivery video for you just to kind of go over all the buttons you're going to find inside the front, the second row, as well as the trunk. So starting on the left side, you've got your window lock, so you can lock the passenger windows, your window up and down, so front windows here, rear windows right there. You have your door lock and then your mirror control, twist it left, and then you can push the whole thing up, down, or left and right to transfer where your mirror is. You've got your door lock right here. Up front, we've got a few different buttons starting from the left side. If you push and hold this button, this will open and close your tailgate. You can turn on and off your steering responsive headlights. That means when you turn the wheel left or right, your headlights will actually, turn left or right. This one right here, this is to set the memory height for the trunk. So you can actually see on the top half of it, there's a little gray bar right there. So if you click that in and then set your trunk height by pushing and holding the close button, it will save it to that height. If you unclick it, it will open all the way. You have your brightness dimmer, so this will dim all of the lights. It's kind of hard to see since it's daytime right now, but it would dim all of your lights on the inside of the vehicle. Bottom left, you have your traction control off button. You have your engine idle stop. This is the button here that turns off the feature where the car can turn off when you're at a stoplight or stop sign for emissions purposes. And then you've got your blind spot detection on off right there. So I turn it on, you can see blind spot now turns on. Further below, you do have, let's see if I can show you well, your hood release right there. And you'll notice there is no gas door button anywhere inside. That is because the gas door, you just push it in when the car is unlocked. Now on the steering wheel, on the left side, you've got your left and right buttons here. This will go through your saved radio stations. So let me just go to the radio here really quick. I'm just gonna go ahead and save a couple stations for us just so you can get the idea. So I've got these two stations saved. If I click this left or right arrow, it will cycle through your saved stations there. If you're plugged into Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it will cycle through your music as well. You've got your volume up and down. Source will cycle between FM, AM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, so on and so forth. So that's just the source button right here. And the info button, if I click this, will change the top display. So you can see there's a whole bunch of different screens here that you can set it to. I typically set it to, let's see, this one right here that has my distance to empty. You have your call answer / voice command, your call end button, and then a couple arrows down here. You can push up, middle, or down. If you click the up or down arrows back towards you, so I'm just clicking it back towards me, that will change your center display here. So you can see you've got, how long the car's been running, speed, engine idle stop, tire pressures, all that kind of stuff. And that's just this up and down arrows right there. Following on the left side, you've got, let me see if I can get it to focus on it. You've got your minus button here. This is to downshift if you want to manually downshift the vehicle. And then you've got your headlights, so auto, full nighttime driving. So just leave it in auto, and then you've got your fog light button there, as well as high beams by pushing it forward. On the right side, let's see if I can find a good angle for you guys here. That's not a good angle. There we go, it's better. So you've got your wipers. So if you pull the whole thing back towards you, that will rinse your windshield. Again, that's just pulling it back towards me. You've got up and down, and when you go down, you've got the intermittent wipers, and then your full auto even further down. And then if you rotate this end cap forward, you can see it will turn on for your back window. So if I rotate that forward, there you go. So like I said, that's just this little guy right here twisting it forward. Plus button on the side here, this is to go up a gear if you wanted to change gears manually. And then you've got your adaptive cruise lane centering buttons here. So cruise control right here, if I click this on, you'll see it changes the screen. So I'm just clicking this button on off. So if I turn that on, you can see we've got 3 white bars there. So I can increase and decrease those bars. Each bar is essentially 1 car length for the adaptive cruise control system. So to increase and decrease, that's up or down. Alrighty, and this is for your lane centering / lane keeping assist. You can see that turns on, and the gray bars that light up, if those turn white, that means it sees the lines on the road and it can keep your car in the middle of your lane when you are driving at freeway speeds. Last one on the steering wheel, the I and the S. This is for intelligent mode, and this is for sport mode. If you see down at the bottom by P for park, S for sport, I for intelligent, that's going to change engine mapping, so the car will feel a little bit quicker for you. One other one I forgot up top here, trip reset. If I click this, you can see on the bottom A, B, or I can push and hold and 0 out the odometer. So again, that's this button right over here. Going to your main screen, you've got a couple physical buttons. You have your home, radio, phone, apps, media, as well as seeking for the radio, volume, and tuning and scrolling. Also, it is a touchscreen, so we can just click on the screen here if my finger wants to go. Doesn't like my finger today, apparently. It's too dry. Radio, so like I said, tuning and scrolling, volume, FM, AM, Sirius XM, so you can click wherever you want, and then you can also adjust the sound options for it by clicking this button right here, and there's all of your sound adjustments. Alrighty. I can get you guys a more, in-depth video on the screen if you like, but the main thing I see with this is plug your phone in, you'll have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto pop up, and I do have videos that go over that. Down below, you've got 3 dials. The right and the left here are going to be for your temperature, the center one is fan speed, and then there's your mode. Whenever you twist these dials, it will appear on this top display. So left dial, right dial, they were just in sync before, so now they'll actually be different. Center dial for fan speed, and then the mode button, you can see on that kind of right side there, you can see that mode is changing. So mode button right here, you've got auto, on off, AC, recirculating air, and then your max AC and your sync. And for wintertime, front defroster, and then bottom one here is for your back window as well as your mirrors. Now, further down below, you've got a little 12 volt outlet right there, as well as 2 USB and a headphone jack right there. Start button is going to be right behind the steering wheel, so if you're new to push button start, all you have to do is put your foot on the brake and click the start button, and that will turn on your vehicle as long as you have the key inside of the car. Down below, you've got your gear selector. If you put the car in reverse, you will have your backup camera. Depending on which model you have, you may have 2 buttons, one on this side and one on that side for the reverse automatic braking and the parking sensors. This car just does not have those features there. As you can see, it sees a car coming down the aisle, that's why it's beeping at me. If I turn the wheels, you also get your little orange lines there. If you go down, it's kind of hard to see with the reflection, you have a M and D, so you can put it in drive and then you can push the whole thing over. That means you're in the manual mode where you can use the paddle shifters. You can use these paddle shifters though at any time that you want. Alrighty. And then down below you've got your on-off, park, your high and low for passenger seat heater, driver's seat heater. X mode, this is a slow speed. It's really meant for off-roading purposes. If you push this knob down, that puts it in normal mode. If you twist it left, we can go to snow and dirt, and then twist it right, we'll go to deep snow and mud. When you twist this, you will see it change on your display here. Snow and dirt, deep snow and mud, or I can just push it, and now it's just back to normal. You have an electronic parking brake, so the way this works is if I click it up towards me, you can see the light turns red, that means the parking brake is on. To turn this off, you're going to have to put your foot on the brake, so if you can see that, foot on the brake, and then push it down, and that will disengage your parking brake. And then you have AVH, this is auto vehicle hold. What this does is if you have the car in drive and you turn that feature on, if you come to a full and complete stop, you can take your foot off the brake and the car will not roll forward until you hit the gas pedal. Kind of a neat feature. I like it for drive-throughs mainly, but really neat feature there. Going up top, this one does have the garage door buttons with the auto dimming function, as well as your mirror compass. If you click these buttons, you see 1, 2, and 3 for garage doors. You guys can go to HomeLink Subaru to find out how to pair your exact garage door. With the newer Foresters as well, they've flattened out. If you remember my old videos, there used to be like a big square right here on either side of the mirror. They have since flattened those out with the cameras, and now you cannot touch the cameras as well. So don't go hitting on this. That's where all of your safety features come through. And up top, left one here, this will turn off your lane departure warnings. You push and hold. This will stay off until you turn it back on. The right one here is your pre-collision braking. That's why it looks like like a car getting in a little accident there. If you turn this off, it will turn itself back on the next time you turn on the vehicle. And then you've got your sunroof, so just push it on the back side to open, push it on the front side to close. Right here it says door and off. You slide it to door. If I open my door now, you'll see that the lights turn on. If I have it set to off and I open my door, nothing happens. So I always set this to door for all my customers, but depending on what you may want, you could leave that as off. And then you have your Starlink buttons right here. The I is going to be for your general roadside assistance. The red SOS is for emergencies only. And then you've got your sunglasses holder right there. Now while we're looking up, if I pull this visor down, you do have, hello. But you do have a light for both of these ones here. You can pull it out. Let me go to better view here. You can pull it out, and then you'll see it does have a little slider here. So if the sun's in your eyes, you can slide that out. That way it's not blinding you when you drive. Alrighty, and both driver and passenger side will have that there. Going to the passenger door, all you've got over here is going to be your window up and down, door locks, and then also a physical lock right there on the door. You've got cup holders with a little kind of storage area, and then a decent size center console storage here with another 12-volt outlet. Now, moving into the back seat, tons of space back here. Obviously, you've got your big sunroof, which you can open and close the shade. Up top, once again, we have off, door, or just on. You can leave this on all the time. I suggest just leaving that on door. Down below here, you do have your 2 USBs right here. And these empty buttons would be seat heaters for the rear if your vehicle has it. This one just does not. But the higher optioned limited or the touring model will have heated seats, and then you have your vent open and close for your 2 air vents here. And then on your doors, both sides, you will just have an up and down window button and your door handle with the lock. You do have cup holders in both doors, as well as cup holders, go out a little bit wider here, cup holders in the center seat. Now, both seats here, I guess all 3 technically, these all can fold flat. You can also recline them. The way that works is there's a little lever here on the side. If you pull that lever, that's how it can recline or go back to normal. So I'm just gonna pull that lever and push it back with my hand there. So now you can see it is actually reclined a little further back. And if I pull this now, it comes up. You've got a physical button here that you can use to drop down the seats. It is a 60/40, so this seat here behind the driver is by itself. And then these 2 seats right here would fold down together. And then on the bottom, you can see all these little tabs right here. This is where you can access your latches for the child seats if you've got them back here. Now, before I move to the back of the vehicle, one thing I did want to show you, child safety locks. If you push it down, that means that this door handle will not open the back door. So if you ever get in the car and you can't get out, check this child safety lock there. It's on the back of the door. Now, I just took out the mats and everything that were in here. To open your trunk, the button's gonna be right in between the 2 stars at the bottom. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's a button right there. There's also another button over here which you can use to lock the trunk, as well as turn off your key fob. So if you need to lock your key fob in the car, you can set a code with that. I'll make a video going over that because it is really neat and not a lot of people know about it. Now in the trunk, obviously you've got a bunch of space. You've got your cargo cover here. This is spring loaded on the side right over here on the right. So if you just pull the whole thing out that way, it spring loads in, and then you can take it out if you need to. But going over the buttons, you've got some little hooks here. You can fold down the back seats now in the Limited by pulling either one of these buttons. If I give this a little pull, you can see back seat just folded down. I need to move that front seat. It will fold all the way flat, I promise. And then you've got another 12-volt outlet back here. And then down beneath the floorboard, little handle, you can lift this guy up, and you'll see we got a ton of storage space. And then there's a little cutout. So this cutout right here that goes all the way across and underneath these little covers, that is actually for your cargo cover. So if you're not using the cargo cover, you can store it inside the vehicle without it being in the way of anything. And then down below you will have spare tire tools, just a temporary, spare tire, the smaller ones there. Up top on the door, you've got two buttons. The right one here will close the trunk. The left one here will close it and then lock all the doors. So if you're just taking something out, groceries, for example, you can just push this button and head inside. And going back to what I said earlier about the memory height setting, if you push that memory height setting, that was the button that was down by the little vent over there. If you click it in, you can open the trunk, set it to where you want, and then you would push and hold until you hear it do a long beep already. And then one last thing back here as well that's new to the Foresters, you do have a couple little hooks here, which is nice if you need to hang anything that may fall over or tip out, or maybe you guys are having like a little tailgate party, you could hang stuff from there. And then another little cargo light back here, so you have a off door and on button there. I'm gonna slide it to door, that way that's on for the owner. Now going to the back passenger side, just want to show you with the gas door, if the car is unlocked, it just pushes in and it just takes regular unleaded gasoline, just twists the cap. If the doors are locked, that will not open. Now to lock and unlock your doors using the key fob, all you have to do, if you put your finger on these grooves, it locks the doors, and then just grab the door handle to unlock it. Alrighty, so just so you can believe me, lock the doors, and now this guy here will not open. So I hope you guys found that video useful. If there's anything that I didn't go over that you would like me to cover with you, please just let me know down in the comments below. And as always, my name is Robert Cox here at Bloomington Acura Subaru. Thanks so much for watching.